Hello. Happy Saturday. So, today's topic, parenthood. I'm going to talk about parenthood. Now, before I get into this topic, first and foremost, like, comment, subscribe, and, let me know down in the comments what you think of this video. And tap in. Sorry, it's a fly. So today's topic, I know it's a touchy one because here's the thing. A lot of people will say, the ones that are following me heavy, they would know I don't have kids on my own. They just know that I'm a father by default, meaning I'm a stepdad. And I'm a step-grandfather. Now, I don't go by that title, but just letting you know the context of the situation. So I'm going to give you a little briefing of how I was raised. So that way you can understand why I'm saying the things that I'm saying and it doesn't sound like out of line. Because first of all, people like you to talk about subjects that you actually are experiencing in real time. And that's true. You should. But if you're on the outside looking in to everybody's situation because you're directly involved in those situations, and not to mention you've been in those situations a little, more than you can say than you've not been in those situations. Because let me just put it to you in this respect. I've been around a lot of people with kids, a lot of people. And I'm talking about girlfriends, obviously my wife. I have stepkids that got kids, obviously, to the whole fact that I am a step grandfather. And I have friends that have kids. I have brothers that have kids. So I know what I'm talking about. This is not coming from loose lips, just rambling, like, I think. I'm just going to give you a little perspective of my life and how I was raised. So that way you can understand where I'm coming from. So when we were kids, I was raised by my mom. My dad was around, but not as much as mom. And I would just tell you, my mom didn't play that, and she was a one-woman wrecking show. How the game got played, we got up at a certain time, went to bed at a certain time. We ate at a certain time, and we played at a certain time. We had video games. We had action figure, toys, Legos, all that different stuff. I ain't gonna say we were rich, but we weren't poor. When we did well in school, got a chance to go out of town. We went to Universal Studios, Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm. We got a chance to do all that stuff. Again, we weren't rich, but we weren't poor either. When we stayed at people's houses, mainly our cousins, bring a change of clothes, underwear, toothbrush, hair products. We didn't just go to people's houses with nothing but just pajamas and a tablet. We got whoopings for acting out. My mom was not scared of us. We were scared of her. And it wasn't even more of the fear. It was more of respect. Because you can actually respect somebody to the point you fear them. Because you fear that you'll either disappoint them or you'll piss them off. So it wasn't like my mom was just abusive to us. She was just very stern and strict on what she said and what she meant. So with all of me, with me laying out all that we were very independent kids. I was 5 years older than my brother. I had to pick him up from school. Nobody was allowed to fuck with my brother. I could fuck with him, and not to say that I could, because also I get a whooping too. But my mom did not let us not have each other's back. If somebody fucked with my brother, I had to handle that, or she'd handle me and didn't handle that person. Mom's gone down to the bus stops for me when I was being bullied, when I was a kid, when I was younger. She backed me up on things. My mom did this on her own. My mom was a warrior. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you that everything that she do is right, but I'll just say that, growing up, she did the right thing with us. That's why I can stand here today as a man and tell you the kind of person that I am, and I can hold a moral code and values, and I can, walk proudly in my manhood and know where I've come from. So I'm saying all of this to just give you context of how I was raised and how I was made to be who I am right now. So I thought all that being said, another thing, I want to make sure I add this. Again, we were independent. So when I got to a certain age, if I wanted certain things, I had to get a job. If I wanted a car in the future, I had to get a job. And I worked for those things. I got those things and stuff at a young age. So I know the power of a dollar, and I know about being independent. I know about hard work. Same thing with my brother. Anything he wanted, he worked and he hustled. I mean, it's unfortunate for that, but he did. He hustled. You know what I'm talking about. But me and my brother had cars at young ages. We were independent. If my brother needed to be picked up from school, he got picked up from school. So I'm just giving you perspective. I'm just giving you the layout of how we were raised. So now that I'm saying that, I guess, kind of like in my Bernie Mac voice, these kids nowadays, I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know what's wrong with them. I just don't get kids these days. It's like, who's raising them? Now, before I go deeper in what I'm about to say, this is not aimed at anybody, because I will probably get, if anybody watch these videos that's related to me or connected to me, they're gonna be like, you're talking about my situation, you're talking about me. This is not at anybody. This is just in a whole cluster. Now, if the shoe fits, wear it. I mean, I don't have a problem telling you like, hey, yeah, that's kind of your situation. Yeah, it sounds like you. Yeah, that's you. But there's no disrespect. So this is not like aimed at anybody specifically. I don't want nobody specifically walking up on me and feeling like they got to have a beef with me, because I'm just giving you a little perspective, because this is just how I was raised. My mom did this shit on her own. So when there's two people, I just don't understand the struggle too much. I don't understand the complaints. I can't take my kid to the store. I can't take my kids to the store because they'll act out. They'll do this. They'll do that. Not with my mom. Mom gave us a speech. You go in the store, don't ask for shit, don't touch shit, and there won't be no shit. Sorry. Bee just attacked me. But that's it. I mean, my mom could take us pretty much anywhere, and she didn't have to worry about the backlash of me and my brother acting out. We got whoopings. We didn't stay up all night, or we tried, but there was always consequences with that. We were very independent. Anything that we wanted, we usually worked for it and to get it. It was just a different time. It was time to play video games, and it was a time to put them down. You was failing in school, you couldn't play games, couldn't do nothing. And not just for a couple days, maybe for a while. You might not even go out of town, like what I was telling you, for the summer, to do those trips. We didn't wear pajamas to school. We wore nice clothes, even when my mom, because my mom worked, a lot, sometimes graveyard shift. We had to get ourselves up for school, walk ourselves to the bus. But before we do all of that, when we had, mom call us, she give us the same speech. Did you brush your teeth? Did you do your hair? Did you do this? Did you do that? That almost became like a song to her coworkers. Her coworkers already knew what she was doing. So I'm saying all of that because we couldn't get away with some of the stuff that these kids do. Some kids just leave the house like whatever. Wearing pajamas, hair all standing up on the top of their head. We couldn't do that shit. Mom made sure we had lotion on. Made sure our hair was combed. Made sure we was together. That's why to this day, I have a hard time going anywhere without getting fresh. Now, you're probably like, oh, you're saying that, but you look like shit right now. I'm walking around my neighborhood, and I'm not too shabby. My beard needs to be a little toned down a little bit, but other than that, I'm fresh. But my mom just didn't play that. So I just don't understand how, with two people, how people are struggling with their kids. Oh, sorry. Saw some people over here. I heard them. Over there running, I guess. Lapping the neighborhood. But anyway, no, I guess I just wanted to do a video on parenting because I don't have kids of my own. I do want kids someday. But the few families that I've been around in my years of being alive, my 45 years of being alive, I just kind of run into a lot of just similarities between most families and how they do things. And I just always reflect back to how I was raised and what my mom said and what she didn't say, or how she approached certain subjects. And with that being said, I just have one piece of advice, because my mom would probably say the same thing. Now, obviously, this is, again, coming only from the fact that I don't have any kids, so I don't know nothing directly. I just know indirectly. But I'll give you this piece. If you're struggling with your kids, if you're having problems, let me just tell you this. Keep your legs closed and your dick in your pants. Let me run that by you one more time. Keep your legs closed and your dick in your pants. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Because it's not easy to raise a kid in this world. I know that. I know that. This is exactly why I don't have kids. At least I didn't have kids early, because I already knew the math. So I'm just passing the math over to you. If 2 plus 2 don't equal 4, shut the door. That's all. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Peace.